Hey everybody, this is Bill, and this is my doggy Pepper. Yeah, Pepper is 15 years old, and unfortunately, he's going to have to go on medication for the rest of his life. They want him to take something called a vitamin. He has a heart murmur. I guess it's supposed to help with that. So anyway, I want to talk about the whole fitness scene and why again, like the longevity scene, I think there's a lot of information that's just not useful. Not saying it's wrong, it's just not useful. Your typical fitness person will come up there and tell you like, oh yeah, you can get fit on just walking or 10 minutes a day doing this and that, and it's just not true in my experience. I Yeah, I'm telling you, this takes a lot of hard work. And, when people say, I don't have time for this, I say, yeah, I get it. But because I have been pretty active most of my life, generally as a distance runner up until about when I was 53 years old, and then I switched to doing calisthenics. And because I wanted to get stronger, because I was a pretty frail, weak guy, naturally speaking. And the thing I kind of found out was that, I didn't really expect anything to happen because I've tried this before. But when I started getting into the really high reps calisthenics, we're talking like 500 reps or more in a workout, often taking 2 to 3 hours. Like this morning, I went down to Bellevue. I was down there at about like 8:20, and I'd say I'd left there around probably 11. So yeah, so it was just like, what was that, a two and a half hour workout? So yeah, this is pretty typical. But when I did that, I actually got to see results. But 2.5 to 3 hours a day is that's a big commitment. But that's what it took for me to show any results. So these fitness influencers that say they can that people can get fit on a half hour a day and stuff, well, it wouldn't work for me, and I suspect it probably doesn't work for most people, because they're not in the top 1% or 10% in the talent responder group. So yeah, it takes a lot of effort. And yeah, I get it if people say they don't have time for this. One thing I hear a lot is people say you can achieve all this fitness on walking. Well, it didn't work for me, because when I came out of graduate school, I was in pretty bad shape. I mean, I was eating McDonald's cheeseburgers for dinner, and I actually even put on some weight, even though putting on weight's not easy for me, but I may have weighed about 160, which is heavy for me. And so I thought, okay, I tried doing a lot of walking. I thought that would kind of maybe get me fit. It did nothing. The only thing that really worked is I got back into running again, and then I got my weight down to under 140. So then, as I say, inspired by my daughter's gymnastics, I got into the calisthenics strength training. Yeah, but to say, and I didn't expect to see any results because I've tried things like this before, but not to the extent and time that I was committing to it, at least in this recent round. But I did see results. But again, it was like a 2 to 3 hour a day commitment to get the results for me. So yeah, if you don't have that kind of time in the day, and probably most people that are working don't. So I'm not going to fault you for saying I'm not going to commit that. If you have more fun things to do in that time, I say, yeah, go for it. So yeah, I guess for me the training I guess largely is about vanity and self-esteem. I have to be honest with you, because I'm really not a very good athlete, and I'm naturally weak. But here's a frustrating thing: I'd love to be a fitness influencer, one of those guys. But at the end of the day, I'm like 25 pounds short of a real man. I mean, a person who would have a good physique that would sell well on social media. I did a video on this. You need to have a BMI of about 25 with a body fat percentage of maybe like 10%. And if you do a scatter plot, this is for men, of 8,500 points, BMI versus body fat, there were like 2 or 3 points out of that lot that fit what I call the social media physique criterion. So that's it's rare. My BMI is probably maybe like 22 and a half, or maybe a little bit higher. I mean, I basically weigh between 155 and 160 at 5'10". And that's despite just eating everything in sight. So anyway, to do a little digression here, I was walking through my neighborhood this morning, and there was a house that sold about a year ago for about, I think they got about 1.7, maybe 1.8 million dollars. And hey, look at this piece of shit. They got as I said, they probably got $1.7 million for this piece of shit. I mean, and then now they're tearing the whole thing down. Yeah, there's a picture of that. I mean, they've got it like fenced off at the moment, so you really can't see in there. But they've pretty much got all down to the studs now. I see they put in a new septic system. It looks like a really big system too. So what they're going to do, they're going to put like a 5-bedroom house or modify this one. Yeah, I don't know. I guess this is my Jack Morgan impersonation. He should do a show about real estate in Southern California here. The money that people are going with. So yeah. Anyway. So yeah, now I'll show you at least some of the benefits that my fitness has given me. And here's Pepper. Oh, he's such a precious soul. He's 15 years old. Yeah, but he still has pretty good energy. Come on, Pepper, you got lots to go. Well, one thing I like about fitness, though, or calisthenics, what it does to your body. I mean, check this out. I mean, I've got these side cuts. I mean, it's amazing. Calisthenics would just shred your body. I mean, yeah, it is cool. I mean, you can even see rib cage definition in here, and the muscles sticking out here, the pecs stick out here. Yeah, this is shameless vanity, but I guess this is one reason why I keep doing this stuff and going through the pain I'm going through. Anyway, to conclude, yeah, I really don't feel qualified to tell people what they should do in the way of fitness training and stuff. I could just say that, yeah, I do a lot of calisthenics. That's push-ups and pull-ups and dips, some muscle-ups, and I lift really heavy stones, or at least stones are heavy for me. And I do some running, I do some biking, and yeah, the biking's just to and from work. That's pretty much it. I take a cardio core class at the rock climbing gym, and also I do the yoga class there. And I try to do some rock climbing. I'm not really very good at that, but so yeah, I guess at the end of the day, I need all the help I can with my low self-esteem, and I guess this helps satisfy it at some level. And I got my long hair. I love my long hair, so I guess I feel that that's one area where aging hasn't totally taken me down yet. Yeah, on the downside, I'm also in a lot of pain with the shoulders, especially sometimes my knees. So yeah, again, I'm really hesitant to tell people what to do, because I don't think people want to put the time in that I'm putting in. They probably don't want to go through the pain, which, there's a discussion to be had whether it's really worth it. So there's that. I recently or about 2 months ago, I had an elbow injury, probably from doing too many pull-ups. And yeah, it seemed like it took about 2 months to get over that. And I think I'm finally over it. And I think it was a stress fracture. I mean, some guy at the park was saying, do this, do that, if it was tennis elbow, and I didn't feel anything, no pain or strain. But boy, a push on the bone, man, did it hurt. And I couldn't do pull-ups for a while, but I'm back doing them. I actually did some weighted pull-ups this week for the first time in a while, so maybe that's gone better. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Anyway, if you please like, subscribe, comment. It helps me with my low self-esteem. It needs all the help it can get. And until next time, have a nice Saturday afternoon. Bye-bye.